So thank you for joining me. This is the Time Management for eBay Sellers Edition. Thank you for taking the time to be here. I really appreciate it. And I'm Danna Crawford. Those that don't know me, you can look me up later. There's my eBay ID. I've been an eBay seller since 1997. I'm very active on eBay. I've been listing all day today. So it's been a busy listing day for me today. And I am in the Hall of Fame. I've been a community seller with eBay Giving Works. I've been a consignment seller since '98. And I'm still to this day a consignment seller. I have people bringing me stuff from all over the place. And I also do speaking engagements. So if you'd like a speaker for your community events, please contact me. I also work with nonprofits, and I do email marketing. I am a solutions provider, local expert with Constant Contact, and thanks to them, they have provided the platform for me to use the webinar service. So I greatly appreciate that. Shout out to them. And also, I'm a certified education specialist trained by eBay. There's only a few of us in the country, and I'm proud to be one. There's all my contact information if you need it, which hopefully you won't need it, but if you do, I'm just a shout out away. And besides all of those things that I just mentioned that I do, I also became last November the development director / fundraising coordinator for our food bank here in Ocala, Florida. And I have to tell you, I went to the food bank to have a meeting. I went to the board of directors meeting, sat down with the board to tell them about how they can raise funds on eBay Giving Works and also how to do email marketing. And when I was done with my presentation, they had a little meeting, and next thing I know, they handed me a job application and said, please, they begged me to come work for them. I was not looking for a job, and I hated to take another hat to wear, but I am very passionate about the cause, and I'm so happy that I stepped up to the plate. And now I have another position in my life that is just, I'm very passionate about, and you can see shortly how I handle all of this, and hopefully you're going to learn from how I do it. So why are you here today? I know you had a lot of time on your hands tonight, right? There was a lot of things that you could be doing. So why are we here today? First, I want to tell you that there was a survey conducted, and out of all of the people that were surveyed, 78% already use social media to market their business. This is eBay sellers, all types of people were surveyed, and 78% of businesses, of small businesses, are using social media to market their business. That's a big number. So now you are here today, you're taking the time now so that you will have to be able to save time later. That is our goal tonight. Going forward after this presentation, you are here to learn, and you can learn from me. So you're taking the time now so that you can save time later. So thank you so much for taking the time. All of my content is original, and if you would like to take a screenshot, no worries, just tag me if you use it, and on Facebook or any of the social sites. Now, the other good news is everybody will receive a recorded copy of this presentation. It'll be provided by email. And it takes a couple hours for it to all process. Sometimes it's under an hour. It just depends how fast my computer's running. And then it's processed, and then you will be sent an email with the presentation so you can watch it again. So our agenda for this presentation is we're going to talk about how to save time. We're going to talk about scheduling your time, getting organized, simplifying your system, which is another very important factor. And we do all this so that we can enjoy life more. Because I know personally, as a small business person, I like to enjoy my life. I like to have rewards. I like to look forward to things. And I can do all this because eBay has become a lifestyle for me. It's not a job, it's a lifestyle. And when you start thinking about your situation that you're in, whether it be part-time work, full-time work, whatever you have going on, and start working it into a lifestyle, then it can help you to enjoy your life more. So I get people come to me and say, I don't know how you do it, Danna. And you may be in this same situation. We're listing items on eBay, which I did today. We're getting items ready for shipping, which I will be doing tonight, because I have several items that have sold today I have to ship. Also, phone calls come in. It never fails. Somebody just called me a few minutes before I started my webinar. And sometimes, yes, we have to clean our house. That's not something we enjoy doing, but it has to be done. And then we have bills to pay. These are the kinds of things we have to keep up. So when you're looking at all of this, get your shipping ready, answer the phone, take phone calls. We got to keep the house clean. We have items to list on eBay. We have bills to pay. And then you want to add marketing. Some people look at me and say, come on, how can I possibly juggle all of these things and do marketing as well? So here's the steps. So those of you that have read the blog that I posted about this, you are going to be very familiar. And those of you that have not read the blog, I will be including that with the follow-up. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get yourself a good timer. I used to have a kitchen timer. And actually, I had a couple. I kept one in the kitchen. I kept one in my office. Now I use my iPhone timer, and it works really well. And I call this the timer method. I set my timer for every task that I'm going to go through with you. And right now, we're on a timer. I'm keeping this webinar under an hour. That's the goal right now. So we're getting timed. The next step is to get a good wall calendar. Now, you need a calendar that's easy to write on, and I like to have, squares with room for you to write on, and also a place at the top where you can write other things that you need to write that we're going to talk about. Actually, what I did when I first started doing everything on my wall calendar back in '98, is when I started doing this. In '98 is when I actually quit all 3 of my jobs and went full-time on eBay. And I had this calendar. And after a few months, it wasn't enough. I went and bought a desktop calendar that had big squares. Usually it would sit on your desk, but I kept mine on the wall because I had 3 kids to juggle. We had football practice. We had choir and soccer and all of these things, the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. So I had to have extra room on my calendar for all of these other things that I had going on. So it's important to have a good calendar. The next step is to get organized. And this is something I want you to get up tomorrow and have a plan to get organized. It's Monday. It's a perfect time. Because when you are organized, it helps you to be way more productive. So you want to tidy up your office, get the house together. Maybe Monday should be your day to get everything organized so you can start a fresh week. Get your office area organized. Get your shipping center organized. Have all of those boxes in order, your tape, everything has a place. And then while you're at it, you may as well get the car organized, because those of you that are thrifting and out running around looking for stuff and product sourcing, and maybe some of you were driving to the post office, although I don't know why when the post office will come to you, but if you are, the thing is, you want to have your car tidy too, because there is nothing, and I know every one of you here can relate, how nice it is when you sit down to get started on something and everything's tidy. You feel like $1 million and you're way more productive. Step number 4, get pads of paper ready. I have one in every room, even the bathroom. And I keep these pads of paper there so then as I'm coming up with, I'm old now, I forget things. So I will write down, oh gosh, I have to take care of this and this and this, and I get a list going, and then I will bring all my lists into my calendar. But I want to make sure that I have a list of things I need to do today. I've already started my list Friday on what I need to do Monday morning. So I have to go to the food bank. I have to go take pictures of the food bank. I have to go work out. I have to go. And so I have this list already started. I have to go to the Lutheran church and pick up some business cards. So I have this complete list of things I have to take care of. And then I have shipping to have out ready by 12 o'clock. So when you have a system, or I mean a list ready of the things that you need to take care of, it'll be a breeze when you can grab that list and say, okay, we have a focus. And then also for the week, you know where you got to be this week. I'm supposed to be in Panama City this week. I know what day I have to be there and everything that's going on for the month and the year and so on. Also, you want to have goals. Now, everybody here has to have some type of a goal, whether it's a short-term goal, a daily goal, a weekly, monthly, yearly, long-term, or a dream goal. There are all types of goals. So a short-term goal could be, I'm going to try to get 5 listings done today, or I'm going to try to get 10 listings done today. That could be the goal. The goal could be, all right, I'm going to get this room cleaned. I'm going to have one room in the house that is going to be cleaned. Maybe I can't clean my whole house, but I'm lazy now. I have a cleaning lady that comes in. So I know that every 6 weeks I have a cleaning lady that comes in. So the thing is, you just want to have these goals set out for yourself. Now here we go. 5 steps moving forward. Now this is really important, and my goodness, I know some of you here are in this position where you stay up all night. And I'll tell you what, when I changed my ways and I quit staying up all night and I got up in the morning and I saw the day in, I was way more productive. When you stay up all night and then you get up at noon and you're dragging, it's just not the same that it is when you see the day in. So the thing is, you want to get up and you want to have a routine, a system. And this is what helps you moving forward with these 5 steps. You get up, you review your list. Well, first thing I do is get to my Bun coffee maker and get my coffee going. So I get up, I get my coffee going. And then I get back and I take a look at my iPhone and I look and see what messages came in. I look at my list. I look at my calendar, and I start to focus on what needs to be taken care of first as I see the day in. You want to prioritize your tasks for each day when you get up. Check your calendar. First, I check my Google Calendar on my iPhone, and then I'll check my wall calendar, because my wall calendar does have a few different things that I don't need to have on my Google Calendar. So I always want to take a look at everything so that I can be focused. And then I will set the timer. Okay, set the timer. I got 30 minutes before I need to run out the door and get this done and that done. But the main thing is you want that timer ready so that you are all set as you're doing your tasks. Now here we have our calendar. So for a minute, I want to talk about the vision calendar. Now it says June 2015 because this was actually the presentation that I gave in Las Vegas at the eBay radio party, and that's why it was in June 2015. So when I first started on eBay and I decided to quit all 3 of my jobs, I started with a calendar, and I sat down and I took a look at how much money do I need. So I wrote down, okay, I had my mortgage, my electric, my water, and of course I had some other bills. But just to give you an idea, make a list of your bills, that money that you absolutely have to survive each month, and then add that to your calendar. So I would actually put that at the top of my calendar. And also, I do have a couple of calendars in my eBay store left. I'm not going to be selling them anymore, but I do have a couple left if you want to pop in there. And I have it made up with the bill area at the top. So anyhow, you would write down your bills, and then so now I know that I need how much money, $1,250 for the month. And then as I'm going along, as I'm making money on eBay, each day or online, I'm going to write down how much money I made. So on the first, I made $50. On the third, I made $100. On the fifth, I made $200, and hopefully I'm making money in between, and it's a lot higher than this, but just to give you an idea how this works. And then at the end of the week, I'm going to have my total. So I made $350 this week, and I'm going to subtract that $350 from the $1,250, and this will give me a new number, which is $900. So now my bills, to get my bills paid, I know I need $900. And then I continue on in the week. Now, as I'm going along, hopefully mid-month, my bills are paid. I've got enough money to pay my bills. And then the rest is icing on the cake. Now I know I can have money for shoes for the kids or blue jeans or football uniforms or whatever it is. I know that I'm going to be able to have extra money. Also, it can happen to where I didn't make my bills and it's mid-month and it's like, oh my gosh, I got to hustle. And that's when I would go out and I'd find the stuff, and it never fails. I'd go out and find the stuff and get it listed on eBay. And then I created my holiday called Power Listing Day, PLD. Power Listing Day, every calendar I would mark on the last week of the month for me to make money on eBay so that I could have a 7-day auction. I'm still an auction queen. I love auctions. And I'll list items for 7 days. So I'll look to see when is the last day of the month that I can do a 7-day auction. On this example, it falls on the 23rd. I could list a 7-day auction and it'll end on the 30th. So that means that it'll count for my eBay fees and for the month, and it'll also count for income for that month to help meet my goal. So Power Listing Day, mark your calendar, especially those that like the 7-day auctions, or you can change it for 5-day auctions or 3-day, whatever you like. Next, you're going to have marketing goals. Now, here we go. First, I better get a drink. Okay. So now this list is going to be a little overwhelming, but I just wanted to show you a master list. Of course, I don't expect you to do all of these things, but this is how I work. I have this list on my calendar of things that I want to accomplish as a marketer. So I would have 20 blog posts, for example. So that means that I'm going to try to get 20 things posted on my blog that are going to be focused about things that I'm listing on eBay. This isn't a full-blown marketing presentation, but I plan to do more webinars on that, and everybody will receive an invite to that. Also, 30 Facebook posts. That's easy. That's one a day. 60 tweets. That's 2 tweets out on Twitter a day. I know you're sitting there going, oh, my God, there's no way. But there is, so hang on. Bear with me. You want to try to get 100 listings in an eBay month, but this will change per person, so whatever's comfortable for you. Pins for Pinterest, collections on eBay. Everybody should know about how to do an eBay collection. You also want to write, actually it should say guide, not a review. You want to write at least 5 guides. Guides are brilliant marketing tools for your eBay business. And then you want to have your newsletter ready. Those of you that have eBay stores, you should be building those lists so that you get subscribers to your eBay, to your newsletter. So you want to create your newsletter on eBay. And then those of you that are off eBay, have off eBay newsletters, you definitely want to get that going. And I'm here for you if you need help with an off eBay newsletter, because I can get you set up with a free 60-day trial with Constant Contact. Also, you want to have announcements. Maybe you want to have 1 or 2 announcements going out. And Markdown Manager, those of you that have eBay stores, you want to plan your marketing goal for, okay, I'm going to run a sale using Markdown Manager from the 15th to the 20th, or from the 23rd to the 26th, whatever it is. I am not a fan or a believer of using Markdown Manager to put everything on sale. I don't believe in that. I don't think it's effective as pick and choosing. But again, that's another webinar. Also, you want to choose, well, this is a good example. Say you have social days. It's really important. There's more to just being social than hanging out on Facebook and Twitter and all of these networks. You need to have some engagement time. So this is when you would say, okay, on Mondays, I'm going to go hang out on Facebook. Today, those of you may have seen me on Facebook today. Today was my Facebook day, where it was my social engagement day. So I was a little more active than normal. I was doing posts. I was popping in here and there. Also, you want to have a Twitter day, a LinkedIn day, all of these types of days. But the magic of all of this is to set your timer. So for example, I did 5 listings this morning. And once I got my 5 listings done, then my goal was to go to Facebook, set my timer for an hour, and I was going to hang out on Facebook and do some engagement. I was going to be social. I was going to say hello to people. And I did. I did that today. I said hello. I had a presence, and I engaged with people. When that timer went off, boom, I'm done. Then I went back to, I'm actually sorting music CDs. So I went back to my pile of CDs and started pulling them out to look them up on Terapeak. And I started researching them, and I set my timer. And then when that timer went off, it was lunch. So then I went to enjoy my lunch, and I set my timer again. So this is how I do things that helps me to stay focused to get the things done that are on my list. Now, when you do social engagement and you're spending time, you want to comment on posts, compliment people, thank people. There's people out there that maybe you didn't thank for a photo or a retweet. Let people know that you appreciate them, and then share maybe what someone else posted, share and retweet. These are some of the tasks that you want to keep in mind when you have a day, say Sunday at 3 o'clock is Twitter or Facebook social engagement time, or Pinterest, whatever one it is. That's the time that you focus on each of these areas. Another way that you can market and build more information to your Twitter, Facebook, all of these places is to do what's called curate content. So curating content is pretty popular in the marketing world, and here's the example of the eBay business blog. Those of you that know me know that I'm a blogger for eBay at their blog, the business blog, and so I have a series right now on time management. So you can go and take a few sentences from something that I posted and then share it on Twitter, share it on your blog, or what you want to do is share content that is from your industry. If you're into antiques, then you want to go share content from antique identification type of magazines or blogs or websites. Curating content simply means that you don't have to come up with that original stuff. You can borrow content from other resources. And then the important, well, I didn't make up this word, just wanted you to know. Curating content is simply the act of sharing content written by someone else to increase the amount of information you're sharing with your target audience. And you can see it came from, source was contentcurationmarketing.com. So I didn't make that up. Now, the other important thing is when you're sharing content, you want to always give credit back. So you can't, like, say, take a quote from somebody and then make your people think that you thought of that quote. That's not cool. So you want to make sure that you say either via, V-I-A, eBay Business Blog, or via Danna Crawford, Power Selling Mom, or wherever it is, whatever industry. I curate a lot of content from U.S. News, U.S. Weekly, some celebrity gossip magazines, some celebrity gossip websites. And here is what I use, and this is my big announcement to everybody that I use the most, and it's so darn easy, you're just gonna love it. So it's called a Twitter feed, and those of you that know what an RSS, you can go to your RSS and get your RSS code. So you can get that for your eBay store. And I'm tweeting right now. I have tweets going out about every 30 minutes or so, and I don't monitor it. I have it automated, and that's the magic that's going to help you as a marketer. You don't have to pay someone to market your business. You don't have to spend hours and hours and hours sitting there marketing. You can create it on automation system. You can get it to automate and go out there and market for you. You can spend a few hours at the beginning of the month and have your stuff ready to go out for the whole month or the whole year even. But on this system, you would take your RSS feed. Now, I'm not going to go into detail how this works, but you can, or how to use it, because there's tons of tutorials on it. One thing I will say is I'm not a fan putting all of my eBay listings on Facebook. I think that's a huge turnoff, and I think that it's a little different beast using Facebook to market. However, Twitter is perfectly normal and okay. I can send out listings on Twitter all day long. So you take that feed, and what you do is you give it a name, and then you paste it in, here's my feed, and then I have it set up to go out and check every 30 minutes. Now, it's not posting eBay listings every 30 minutes, but it is checking to see if I have any new listings. So that means that every time I list something on eBay, it's going to get shot out to Twitter because of this feed being set up. I don't have to go to Twitter and set it. I don't have to go out to Twitter. I don't have to send it out. It does it for me. I know you guys are like loving this. Also, when I have good till canceled. I'm a firm believer in good till canceled, and I prefer it over anything. And so the way my good till canceled works is as soon as it relists automatically, I didn't have to do it, that's considered a new listing on this RSS feed, and it automatically goes out. So even when the good till canceled goes into auto relist, it automatically shoots out on here as well. Now, I have 2 Twitter accounts that I manage. I actually have a bunch, but these 2 I use for power selling, or for the eBay Business Blog. So I've taken the RSS feed from the eBay Business Blog because that's one that I like to use their content. Excuse me. And I have it going out on both Twitter accounts. Now, Power Selling Mom Twitter account, Power Selling Mom is a website. That's my website. And then every time I publish something on my website, it goes out to Twitter. But I don't have it going out to Facebook. I decided to not do that. And originally, I had it set up for Facebook, but now I like to pick and choose what items from my website go to Facebook. So also, I could add LinkedIn. I could add other sites to this as well, but for now, these are the only ones that I use. And this is how it works. I could pop in and check on things. So here's a link that went out from the eBay Business Blog to both of my Twitter accounts. So you can see one Twitter account shows the statistics of 1 click. Another Twitter account only had 8 clicks. Same content. The next one was when the Business Blog talked about LegalZoom, and one had 6 clicks and one had 11 clicks. So that's not too bad, actually. Down at Power Selling Mom went out, and the Twitter account had 4 clicks. And then when I talked about purses, 5 clicks, 4 clicks, 2 clicks. So you can see the statistics. And what is nice, I love being involved with sites that have measurable results, like analytics. So I can go in and take a look and say, oh, well, this is working, this is not working. So, like, for example, my estate sale within 100 miles of Ocala only had 2 clicks. So there really was only 2 people that really cared about that topic. So that wasn't a great one to tweet out. So in the future, I may want to rewrite that so I can learn from the items that are not working. Okay, my next favorite tool is called Hootsuite.com. And they have a free version and they have a paid version. I actually use the paid version. I pay $5.99 a month. So it's not a ton. And I pay it because I also use it for my food bank account as well. So when you pay the fee, you can have multiple accounts on there. So first, these are called streams, first of all. You can create any kind of stream. This is not a hardcore Hootsuite lesson, but I am going to show you how I use it to simplify things. So the first stream is called mentions. That means that people that have mentioned me on Twitter. And I like to get a notice when people mention me on Twitter. I actually have my cell phone set up so that if somebody mentions me on Twitter, I can get in there and engage with them right away or thank them. So this is something you can do or not do, is hook it up to your phone. But on this first one, I pay attention. Say it's my engagement marketing day. I can log into Hootsuite. I can go in and go through the list of mentions and give a shout out to all those people that mentioned me. The next stream is called retweets. These are all people that have retweeted something that I posted. So again, I can pay attention to who's actually retweeting me and show the appreciation. The next one is my tweets. I like to have a feed for my tweets because this lets me see what has been sent out from my feeds, my RSS feed. So like here, for example, here's a feed on Caitlin Lau, Tyler, finalize their summer wedding plans. That was from US Weekly. And I do like, I'm sorry, I like the Kardashians, that's just me. But I like to follow the celebrity stuff. And so those, I do have that RSS feed for US Weekly, and I like to go in and see what was sent out. See, it tells you where it came from. This came from Twitter feed. This came from Constant Contact, and what that was is I have it set up so that when I send an email out, it also posts on Twitter, so people can read my emails on Twitter. And then this one was from Twitter feed. And then the last one is the beauty of the whole program, and it's called Scheduled Tweets. This allows you to schedule your tweets up ahead of time or post on Facebook or on LinkedIn or anywhere that you want. And the way that this works, you'll be able to see I actually had it set up for while I was in Vegas. So I scheduled all of my tweets ahead of time before I even went to Vegas. And I had them scheduled so that while I was there, I knew I was going to have a great time. So I put great time in Vegas with Radio Lady, and that's Lee from eBay Radio. And I had her name already in there, and I also knew the hashtag that they were going to use at the party. So I pre-set this up ahead of time. I knew I was going to be giving a presentation on time management. I knew about what time, and I had it scheduled for the time while I was on stage doing my presentation, and then also the curating content. So think about this. You can go in here and you can set up all of your tweets for the whole year in advance. You could set up all the holidays. I have one client that I actually did that for. I created tweets to go out for the entire year for all the holidays. And then I went to do quotes I did a search on Google for brainy quotes and creative quotes for Father's Day quotes, Mother's Day quotes, Valentine's Day quotes, and all of these quotes. Now, you can also look for quotes in your industry. So if you're into antiques, look for quotes about antiques. If you're into, I don't know, shipping supplies, put in quotes about shipping supplies. You can do a Google search for quotes about any industry that you're in, and you can set this up ahead of time to have creative quotes going out. Now, here's another trick that I learned that I'll share with you, is generally I like to have, when I schedule things, I like to have them go out on the hour, or these I think were 5 minutes after. The first one was on the hour. So generally either on the hour or 5 or 10 minutes after the hour when I do scheduled posts, and then that way, because who knows, I may have my cell phone and I may decide to send a tweet out, I may decide to do something live, then I want to look at my phone and say, oh, I don't want to put tweet to tweet out, so I'll say, oh, it's on the hour. I have one going out already. I'll wait until quarter after or 1:30 on the half hour. So that's just something that I do that really helps me. Here's another thing that I'm surprised on the amount of people that did not know how this worked, and this is right directly from eBay. You can schedule your eBay listings to save you time. For example, I saw a lady posted on my treasure hunting group today that she wasn't listing because she didn't have free listings. So I explained to her that you can go in there and still create all of your listings, but schedule them for, I don't know, 6 months away. They're not really going to go live in 6 months, but you can set it up for them to go live in 6 months. They don't charge you the 10 cents unless they go live from the scheduler. But what happens is all of a sudden, so say you have all of these listings scheduled for 6 months away. So Sunday you sat down, set your timer and said, okay, I'm going to list 20 items today, and I'm going to schedule them all for 6 months away. And then all of a sudden you get that notice that says, hey, we're eBay, we're giving you 1,000 free listings today. Then what you do is you go to your scheduled listing area, you pull up the first one, and you remove the scheduled time, and you have it go live. So there you have it. That's another option that I was surprised that she didn't know to do that. So don't let that stop you from listing when you could get listings done, when you have time to list. Don't say, well, I'm only listing because I get free listings. And personally, 30 cents is 30 cents. But I will also, like when I go on vacation, I will do my list. Like last year, we went to Ireland and England. And while I was there, I scheduled all the Starbucks mugs that I bought while I was there. I took pictures, listed them all, but scheduled them to go live a few days before I got home so that they would be on auction, and the auction would end 2 days after I got home. So I call this my paid vacation. And it's a great way to go away and then have auctions going live while you're on vacation, because you can close your store while you're on vacation, but auctions will still be live. So your items in your store won't be seen, but auctions will. And then you can have all of your auctions go live, and then, but the magic with that is make sure that you have them end a couple days after you get home. I made the big mistake that first year we went to England, and I had all these auctions end the next day, and oh my God, I was so tired and so exhausted, and never again. So make sure you have time to recoup. You can even schedule your posts on Facebook for your business page, and I do the same thing there. With the food bank, for example, I have all their posts scheduled for the next 2 months. I have them all done ahead of time. And what happens here is you just, like normal, like your post is going to go live, You fill it all out, get it totally ready, and then you'll see down at the bottom it says schedule. Instead of publish, you're going to click on that drop down and you're going to schedule it. And then that, let me go back. That'll let you put in the exact date and time that you want your item to go live. So you can see I did presenting in Las Vegas at the eBay radio party, blah, blah, blah. I put a picture of my clock. I was even able to put in the location of Las Vegas at Bally's Hotel. I put in all of my hashtags, and then I scheduled it so that it would go live while I was there. So your time is valuable. There was a survey conducted on Constant Contact amongst small businesses, and after the completion of this survey, they discovered that 1 hour of your time is worth $273. Seriously? You're like, wow, $273 an hour. That's how much your time is worth. So knowing that, I hope that you're going to take a step back and say, wow, I've got to really get my time more scheduled so that I could be more productive, because that's a lot of money. And to stop wasting that kind of money is to start breaking old time-wasting habits. So you got to stop and think, how can I simplify this system? What can I do to make this easier? And I'm serious, even if you can save a few steps, a few walking steps from listing to shipping to whatever it is you've got set up in your business on being organized, your path, your system, if you can eliminate some things. To give you an example, my husband now is an eBay seller full-time. He officially has retired and now does eBay full-time. So we have no kids in the house. They've all grown up and moved out. So we decided our house is our house now. It's all about us and our business. So we sold our kitchen table, and we put in actually a table we bought at a garage sale. It's a great big table. And we put that where the kitchen table was, against the wall. We bought a printer dedicated to the shipping area, and we bought a laptop dedicated to the printer, to the shipping area. And then we designed this whole little shipping area with all of that in place. Nobody uses that laptop for anything else. Well, once in a while, because we have it up high on a podium. Once in a while, I'll look something up on eBay. But it has made our life easier because now we have a designated area that's up at all times. So we don't have to reorganize kitchen tables and move around. And then our living room, we had a formal living room, and now we have a photo room. So we sold the living room furniture. We painted the walls white. We went to Walmart and bought those folding big white tables, put those up in the living room. And it looks kind of weird, I know, when people come in. And we also have a family room, so we move them to the family room. But we have this photo studio when people walk in the house. But it's perfect for us. It's the perfect setup. So boom, we go take our photos. Boom, we do our listings. Boom, we do our shipping. Little steps like that helping you to just get organized, to simplify the system. So whatever you're doing, stop and say, wait a minute, how can I simplify this to go faster? Another thing is to be clear to those around you, not to interrupt you. So don't interrupt me when I'm having my webinar. I usually shut my door, and everybody knows if my door is shut that don't bother Danna. So I know some people that actually have certain lights in their house, and if their light is on, that means that's it. Don't call. Put your answer machine on, shut your cell phone off, put it on vibration so that you can focus and get done what needs to be done. So when you set that timer for an hour and you're dedicated to that task, ignore all interruptions around you until that timer goes off. And here is the important part of all of the big picture. This is the big picture. This is, you have to reward yourself. And some people, like, I don't play games online, but I have friends that play games online. And it's like, you know what? If you don't pay attention, it's 4 in the morning and you're playing games online. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. So if you say, okay, I'm going to get all this done, this done, this done for my list, and then my reward is going to be, I'm going to set the timer for 2 hours, and I'm going to play my games online. That's my reward. My husband and I like to go to matinees, so we try to plan a trip to the movies at 11 o'clock. And it's nice to go to a movie once in a while. Take yourself shopping. One time I had a big goal planned, and my reward was that Louis Vuitton I wanted direct from the Louis Vuitton store. So it just depends on if there's something that you really want, and it'll help you to get the job done better because you're working towards that goal, that reward, because rewards are grand. Could be a trip. We like to take little mini trips and say, okay, let's work our butts off this week, and then let's go over to St. Augustine for a couple days. Let's take a couple days off and breathe and lay on the beach. Now, you could do this in any order: nails, hair, feet, out to eat. I actually like to do all 4 of those. Get my nails done, get my hair done, get my feet done, go out to eat. But sometimes I'll say, you know what, I'm going to go get my nails done, or I'm going to go get a pedicure because I'm just exhausted, and that's my reward. I'm going to go get a pedicure. Simple little things like that will make it more worthwhile. And treat yourself to a nice meal out to eat. Few final words. Get organized. Get your timer ready. Get your calendar ready. Build those lists of tasks and set your goals. Simplify. Remember, I can remember when I first started, I actually wrote the word simplify on a Post-it note and stuck it to the top of my computer. And to remind myself, wait a minute, Danna, you've got to simplify this. Because I can remember back in the day taking Beanie Baby photos with a Polaroid camera. And I would take the picture with the Polaroid camera, and I'd pay $10 for a roll of film, or the film would come out of the camera. I'd slap that film on that photograph on the scanner, and then I'd scan the photo. Then pretty soon I was like, oh my God, this is costing me a fortune. Soon I learned I could take my Beanie Baby, flap it right on the scanner, and put a towel over it and scan the Beanie Baby. So the main thing I'm trying to point out is I was always looking for ways to simplify the system. And if you're not familiar with learning to do that, write it down. Write it on a Post-it note. Simplify and put it up on your computer to remind yourself. As things are getting out of hand, you're like, wait a minute, this is taking me way too long to list. Well, could be you need to simplify that system. And look for ways to automate. If there's a way that you can automate your marketing, automate everything that you can do that's available for automation, try to check into that so that it'll help you get more done. And please don't forget to reward yourself, because time is money. And remember that, time is money. And if you still absolutely have no time and you just can't deal with it, guess what? You can call me. So you can always book a $100 consulting session and spend an hour with me, or you can figure this out. But I'm not kidding that you will be able to figure it out. But no worries, my time is valuable too. So here's a list of all of my services. I'm available. And I am going to take questions now. I'm going to stop the recording, and I want to thank you all. Those that are watching in the archive, feel free to email me. You can email me, and actually just go to my website at powersellingmom.com, and there is a place for you to contact me directly there.